Hey, okay, so this is essentially tips for learning Chinese and Mandarin Chinese. So my first tip, I guess I'll talk about the tones, since I know that's what a lot of people are scared of, and you might be wondering if you should even learn Chinese. Um, do not be scared of tones. Really don't. It's just a way of pronouncing a word. In my in gosh, I'm trying to say this in Chinese. In my opinion, I feel like it's essentially just like blackboard and blackboard. I mean, obviously tones are they require more energy than what I just did, but it's just the flowing of words. And the way I see songs, I think the best way to put it is it's like a song. So, for example, you wouldn't sing Mary Had a Little Lamb to the tune of Happy Birthday. That would just sound weird. People would think something was weird, and they'd be like, oh, that's not it. Or, have you ever tried singing a song and then the lyrics are weird because you're thinking about another song? Anyway, the point is, tones guide you through how to say the words. It's like a river. I kind of like to think of it like a river. They go up and down, and it's very smooth, and when you say the tones, it should be smooth. You probably won't get that fluency till later on, because at first you'll be saying each tone for each word, but if you connect all the tones, you kind of see that they make, this nice little pattern, which really helps me. So the second thing is, when you make flashcards with words, if you don't know the tone, you don't know the word. So if you have the character on one side and you say it and you turn it over and you see the tones are wrong, for example, let's say you have 你好 written down on a card. And you turn it over, and this is what would be on the other side. And if you already know Chinese, you know about the tone change. You know, 你好, not 你好. That's just way too much. Anyway, if you say like 你好, that's wrong. Okay, and you know it's wrong. It's not how you say hello. I actually know some people who weren't able to pronounce Chinese that well in China, and people did make fun of them. Some rude people did. For example, I think some guy would say 你好, purposely say it wrong to one of the Americans, and start laughing like, oh yeah, you're so stupid. Anyway, but I don't think that's nice, because not all Chinese people are like that. Okay, I knew some people who had some really bad tones, and their pronunciation wasn't that good, but they had a lot of people really nice to them. And there were some people who, they would talk to me and they'd be like, wow, his Chinese is so bad, and your Chinese is so much better than his. And I was just like, you shouldn't judge him. He's trying to learn Chinese just like me, and you should be nice. So, next. Tones, pronunciation, I already went that. Okay, pronunciation. Okay, a lot of people, I'm just going to say one thing that gets on my nerves is people who say she instead of sh. Okay, so if you speak Chinese, 我是国人 means I'm American, and 是 means I am, or it's just like a to be verb. So some people say 我是, and that just really bothers me. You really should listen to the pronunciation. It's not hard to say 是. It's not you don't need do anything fancy with your tongue or your mouth. It's just like saying sure, but you say 是. So whatever, you can figure it out. Pronunciation is just so important. I mean, you may not get it perfect, but it's really good to listen to the CDs over and over and over again. Like if you have CDs that come with your textbook, hopefully. If not, you can go to Chinese websites like, I don't know, you can look up stuff. You can go on YouTube and just copy look for a native Chinese speaker, or you can look for a foreigner who just has a good accent. There's nothing wrong with either one of those. Some people are afraid of listening to foreigners speak because they think their tones are going to be messed up. But I met many foreigners who had very good tones. perfect tones. So there's nothing wrong with listening to a foreigner. But a lot of foreigners get a bad rap because a lot of them do have bad tones, even though they've been studying Chinese like 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, I've heard about people studying Chinese for 10 years and they can't get the tones. And in my opinion, it's a waste of time. If you're not going to pay attention to the tones, don't learn Chinese. Okay, next. Grammar. Tips for grammar. It's easy. That's one of the reasons that I find Chinese to be one of the easiest languages I've ever learned. Grammar's easy. It's not complicated. You don't have to conjugate like in Spanish. There's no like, future perfect or any of this weird stuff where you have to conjugate, the to be verb and none of that. So grammar is simple. That's what makes Chinese. I mean, really the hardest part of Chinese is writing the characters and learning the tones. And that's it. It's, in my opinion, it's not hard to pronounce. Tones aren't hard. There's only 4 of them, and you'll get them very quickly. Just keep listening to the tape, and especially if you have a tape where they go through all the 4 tones for that. If they're like me, or me. You listen to those tones and just try to get the, find the different things, or listen to the different sounds. And something else that I find is helpful, for example, if you say a word and you say it with the wrong tone. For example, if I say ni hao instead of ni hao, I would look up ni on the on a Chinese dictionary, the 4th tone ni, to see all of the vocabulary definitions for that. And that helps you too, because then you associate ni with an actual word, and that also helps prevent you from saying it incorrectly, because you would go, oh no, that means this, I don't want to say that incorrectly. So that helps. I think another reason people have problems with tones is because they don't know all of the different tones for, one certain word. So, for example, if you only know how, good, you don't know how, which is number, then you might not really say anything. But if you hear someone go, ni hao, you go, oh, you just said you number. That doesn't make any sense. So, that's important as well. And that's about it. I really don't want to go really long with this. I just wanted to make it simple and short. I hope that was useful. And if you need any more other tips on Chinese or studying abroad, feel free to send me a personal message and I'll help you. Okay, thanks. Bye.